Hello everyone. I've talked about building rapport and the credibility. I've talked about how to build your credibility, but now I'm going to talk about how to destroy your credibility. Now, I'm not telling you obviously so you know how to destroy your credibility. This is so you know what not to do. Okay? So, I have 5 things. 5 things that will ruin your credibility. Okay? Number 1, saying it. Saying I'm credible. To a point where you're trying to make that point. I'm credible. You can trust me. You can totally trust me. And like bashing your competition and things like that. So anything in that realm. Okay? That's one. So don't say you're credible. You have to show. Show, don't tell. Okay? On that note now, number 2 is don't brag. So showing you're credible doesn't mean, look at this, look at all these things that I've done. Look how credible I am now. So number 2 is don't brag. Don't brag. If you start bragging, number 2 is brag if you want to destroy your credibility. If you start bragging, this is what starts happening. People are like, this person's compensating for something. Bragging is, oh, I look at my house, look at my car. I'm so successful in this field. I'm the best of this. I know what I'm talking about. Blah, blah, blah. So saying any of these good qualities and bragging about them kind of go hand in hand, but they're different in a way. Bragging is not directly stating that you're credible, but you're still bragging about yourself, which shows like you're compensating for something. Why do you have to point it out to me for? Okay, again, show, don't tell is very important. Okay, so number 3, how to ruin your credibility. Start putting price tags on all your things. Oh, that's a nice watch. Oh, thanks, it's $60,000. That's a nice car. Oh, yeah, I paid $100,000 for that car. Nice house. Oh, I paid $1 million for that house. Price tags. No one cares. No one cares. And if they did care, they'd like really try to ask you. And then only then I would say maybe tell them if they actually want to buy the thing. Like, I would even say like show them, where to get it or where you got it from if you can, instead of saying the price. If you can avoid saying the price without being like suspicious, I guess. So yeah, saying a price tag again, it feels like you're compensating for something. Like at this day and age, anyone can really find out the price of anything if they really wanted to. Market price anyways, right? So stating, oh, I bought this for this much, but people know it's expensive. So you don't have to point that out. Pointing it out just ruins how credible you are. Why? Because if you're doing well for yourself, you make luxury purchases, let's say, and they're part of your image of a successful business person, successful salesperson, you don't need to state it. People see it. But the second you state it and point it out, just ruins the whole allure, the whole image. Part of being successful is being humble. Okay? So, that's number 3. Number 3, put price tags on things if you want to ruin your credibility. Number 4. This is kind of like not what you're doing, but more what you're thinking. Excuse me. Going into the sale, thinking about the money at the end of it. Think about what money you're going to make. Not how you're going to help the person. So, what's wrong with that? Obviously, you're going to try to sell the things, A, that the person's most likely to buy, and B, what the most money you can make out of it. So, quote unquote, so to speak, depending on what kind of sales you're in. Do what's in the best interest for the client or the customer. You will not always be able to optimize the perfect sale combination package to earn the most money, and that's okay. Why? Because know that if this person trusts you and you're credible, they will come back or they will refer other people. But if you're just in it for what you're making in your own pocket, you're not credible from the source. You're not credible from the beginning. And people can feel that kind of energy. It's a vibe that comes off. So if you don't want to be credible, if you want to ruin your credibility, just think about the money in your sales process. Okay? Number 5, and this one probably for me, in my opinion, is the most important. Not the most important in terms of ethics, but the most important in terms of maintaining credibility. If you want to ruin your own credibility, be incongruent. What do I mean by that? Incongruent means you're shifting constantly. It's hard to explain, and I can't even think of an example, but 1 minute you're thinking and saying one thing, the next you're saying and thinking another thing. 1 minute you're this kind of energy, 1 minute you're another kind of energy. Incongruence means you're not being true to yourself and you're straying from yourself. Right? And that is something that people will definitely pick up on. Definitely people will pick up on incongruence. That's when people go from charming to creep. Amazing to annoying. You know, it's just that like fine line incongruence. You need to be consistent. Okay? From an extreme standpoint example, let me think of one. Jim Carrey. Okay? He always goes crazy, puts on crazy faces, puts on crazy, like funny, you know, it's all about faces and voices and etc. So when you see him serious, it's like, you know, it's like, That's an example. It's an extreme example and probably not the most accurate, but at least it's something you can identify with what I'm saying. So that's number 5, is be incongruent if you want to ruin your credibility. So to summarize, number 1, say it. Number 2, brag. Number 3, price tags. Number 4, think about the money. And number 5, be incongruent, and you will be sure to ruin your credibility. Good job. Good luck on ruining all your sales from here on out. Now you know what not to do. That's all I have to say on that. Let's keep growing together. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.